the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot, just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot.
Come on, get it spicy.
Just keep it hot,
Just keep it hot.
just keep it hot.
Shout out to the homegirl talking. As we in the street spot, shout out to my sis Shirley. We have another guest with us. We on camera. Okay. She said she gonna chillax in the back. Some Similac and like fuck that. We gonna just be thug like back in the day. We're going up like a hand grenade. Now, I want y'all to really understand that they're trying to come and bring you a dope ass show every single Thursday. Look, you may not like it, you may not love it, but you just know what it is. So what I want you to do is really
Just keep it hot, welcome to the sweet spot.
Come on, get it spicy.
Just keep it hot,
Just keep it hot.
just keep it hot.
I'm a store hours up from 9 to 5. I don't want nobody get me confused. I don't want you come too soon. Cause what I got will suit you. Let me take what you want. Wanna get it cut from in the moon. It's a generous can be. All I ever wanted was long time for you to. All you got to do is keep it hot. Everybody say,
Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot, just keep it hot.
just keep it hot, lady.
Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot, just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot, just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot, just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot, just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet beats and just keep it hot,
Just keep it hot.
just keep it hot.
You want candy? I got all kind of candy. All kind of candy.
Funkalicious, just know we drop, check right in the quarter ounce, cause all we wanna do, girls, is make you bounce, Funkalicious show to turn you out and show you what that thing is all about. Hey, welcome to the sweet spot, y'all. How you doing out here tonight? Hey, I like to thank you because you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here with us. I like to say what's up to everybody out there. I want you to really, stay safe. Really. We want to give shout out to Uncle Jesse, Teddy Bear of Funkalicious. He's suffering from COVID-19 right now. Let's pray for a speedy recovery for Uncle Jess of Funkalicious. Let's please pray for a recovery for Uncle Jess. If y'all want to check in to see how he's doing, you guys can hit me up 323-915-3041 to get updates on Teddy Bear of Funkalicious and see how he's doing. Also, too, this song will be available. The Sweet Spot will be available within the next few months. It's going to come out as our single. That's going to be on the album. Trust me, we got some fire coming for you before the summer, and we want you guys to vibe with us all year long. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit. We got a couple of different topics we're going to talk about tonight. Right now, what I want to start off talking about is what we always love to talk about, music. The topic right now is going to be music. And what we're going to talk about is just different types of music and how we feel when we're listening to music. Like, what does it do for us? Where do we go from here? I'm going to give the floor to Shellbird, the innate one, and Token right now. I'm I'm gonna finish up my my hospitality right now. Make sure I'm get done cooking and make some tacos for everybody. But I want to get a floor to these people right here, and I want you guys to vibe with them. We're gonna throw on some music as we always do. Got some instrumentals that we're gonna be playing in the background, as always. We not gonna do the music from around the world segment anymore because I got in trouble by YouTube last time because I was playing some music that they said I didn't own the rights to, and I said I didn't own the rights to them when I did it. But hey, so what we're gonna do is we still gonna keep music alive. We're gonna keep this shit rolling, and like I said, welcome to the Sweet Spot. If you got any questions, feel free to hit the comments section below and hit us up all motherfucking day. Be like them people off the new riders. I don't know the words, but I'm not finna just, go there. We're gonna just say Kafunky Comedy. Like what's that dude name? We roll to the park. I fly with my money. What's the name? Tone Low? Yeah, the wild thing. We're gonna do some wild thing type of shit. You feel me? No, not like that. I'm just playing. Let's get into the music. You guys. So the first topic, first segment, how I'm gonna start this off with you guys is how do you guys feel about today's music in general, whether it's pop music, country music, hip hop, R&B? Do you think that one particular genre is overtaking another, or do you feel like they're all kind of even right now, or do you feel like there's certain particular type of music that deserves more shine than what it's been getting?
Okay. Ladies first.
Ladies first. Shelly, you want to start off?
I just was gonna say, to me right now, because of the pandemic, it seemed kind of even right now. Okay, Nova. Okay. Right now it seems pretty even to me today. Okay, Nova, Mama go on the scooter with you in a minute, okay? Okay. She want me to go on her scooter with her. But I think it's pretty even nowadays. Like it's not like it was last year where it was oversaturated with too much Megan and Cardi B. Right now the pandemic made everybody kind of even, like an even playing field. So, I mean, that's all I can say about that. I mean, but ain't nothing new really popped off yet with the music, It's about basically the same. That's all I got to say about that.
So me with music, well, just in general, I still do appreciate music because sometimes music just puts you in just the right frame of mind. It's something we can all relate to, whether if we're sad, happy, pumped up. Music will always have a special role, regardless of what generation we're in. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's a thing that comes with age. Since we didn't grow up listening to certain music, it really don't appeal to us, but it appeals to these kids. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's the technology or whatever it is, because some of that stuff, don't get me wrong, we have our moments where we bop into it, but it's all trash in a sense, like they don't create, when back in the day when they could make a love song and not say anything nasty to it, just normal words and stuff like that. They were a little bit more creative with it. Rap told a story more or less, not just hopped around. But don't get me wrong, you get a good beat. What's that say? Was it Chris Rock or Chris Tucker? Something like that. If the beat is tight, she'll dance all night or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Slow Jam by Jamie Foxx.
But don't get me wrong. Some of these new songs, they have a real cool beat. But each generation did have it. They have that. Our generation did have that music where it was ratchet, to an extent. So we can't be surprised that this generation is doing the same thing. Like I said, I don't know if it's an age thing or whatever, but only because like there's music throughout the history that you're capable of listening to when you're lucky enough to have like the option to listen to it, whether if it's your culture or not, just because it makes you feel good. But it's good to like have that experience. It's a form of therapy, and I think us as human beings need it. Just like, or if it's sound, just something soothing. I guess music's like a mom to their kids.
I grew up on the radio. It's like not having the TV in the room and only having the radio to listen to go to sleep.
But I think what also, because it makes your imagination more active.
Yeah, I could definitely.
If we watch TV and we got a screen in front of our face, our imagination's only reacting. It's not being active at the same time while it's listening. I bet you we probably did have different, like, you gotta take better care of yourself. You have to, use your brain.
I digress. So real quick, it's funny. It's funny that we brought up the whole message in the songs that are more prevalent nowadays. I can totally agree with that. There was one song that I found though, and whoever's watching, look this up. It's a song by Lucille Bogan. This is back in 1935. Okay. It's called Shave 'Em Dry. I listened to those lyrics.
Shave 'Em Dry.
Shave 'Em Dry. You can only just let your imagination run. But that was in 1935. So look up the lyrics right now, or listen to the song on YouTube right now.
Okay, is it as bad as that?
Shave 'Em Dry. It's worse than what we have nowadays.
No, is it worse than that Burning the Itchin' song?
It might be the same thing. It might be the same thing. So I mean, look it up and see what it's about. But so my thing is definitely I have a problem. This is a two-part firing off, if you will. I don't like the fact that R&B has changed into a sex trap, if you will. Chris Brown, among others, have helped turn it into that. Now this is where it becomes a duet monster for me, because what we're promoting now comes from, for me, he's a talented dude. But what he went through with Rihanna, all that, if it was any other dude that was in his position, he would not have a life nor a career. So the messages that we're sending to the young people are, we have snitches, we have women beaters, we have people that are coming from the dirtiest, darkest places. And we've always known that, okay, the music industry does have that to offer to build you up as a person. That's they're going to give you those negative things. But we haven't seen it be praised as it is openly praised to be these things. It's still going to be prevalent. It's still going to be popular, because this is what people want to see. This is what people, alluding to what our youngsters were over to my left was saying, this is what the people want to see. So, I mean, it's infectious, unfortunately. And I catch myself listening. I like beats, mostly for me. Beats get me going. I work out a lot. I like to get amped up, or I like to hear soothing beats. So for me, yeah, I'll get tripped up and I'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about though? Like if only you were saying something that made some sense, or like that was going in a direction or something, this would be some fire, but you just gotta fuck it up by saying bitches.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I feel you there. Some of them are really, really disrespectful.
I mean, no, it's the truth. And I wish that there was another way that they could go about it, but I think my friend asked me this question. He was like, oh, yeah, do you think that they'll ever censor or cancel the N-word? And I'm like, bro, these white people will never censor anything that goes on in these in our culture of music. They won't change that. They won't cancel anything. They won't let an entity come and cancel it because it's too much money. The N-word is too much money. Liquor is too much money. Bitches is too much money. It's too much money for them to cut that faucet off, or for them to let it be canceled. It would never happen. Never. Never. So it's unfortunate. It's perpetuated by a machine that is headed by, I would say, a Caucasian race.
You're talking about music.
Talking about music.
Okay, so you're saying
it's not going to stop. Unfortunately, this bad message to me, unless we have an independent voice that's going to come out. But just like it's going to be a war. It's going to be a constant war. You will have those independent people coming out and having their own voices. Rest in peace, and Nipsey Hussle. But it's going to be a battle.
Oh yeah.
People are going to become martyrs. It's just going to happen.
I get it. I get it. They try to use their platform to do it, but
you're going to get to that crossroad. So
even
you better be right with
even
yourself.
if that does happen, though, I think just them having balls just to do it, that doesn't stop. That doesn't stop us from idolizing them anymore. You know, we love them more for it. Actually, you know.
Yeah.
Because as long as they make history in their own way, and you can relate to them, that's rare. You know, that's why people start listening to people, start liking them. You know, that's why they gain popularity.
They can gravitate towards. They can actually feel what they
so just them giving their music to the world is sometimes enough. They don't gotta do the extra stuff, and it doesn't matter who's controlling the industry at that point, because
and that's why I appreciate so much what Nipsey was doing.
Oh yeah.
It's like
shout out to
Kobe,
him, because
Kobe and Nipsey. Those are the two LA veins that'll run through my blood. And anything I was doing, I was just talking to you about how I'm feeling about what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, but now I know it's like I'm locked in. I gotta be locked in. It's life and death. So it doesn't. I can do any one of these things. I can do multi-level marketing. I can do affiliate marketing. I could do sales and insurance. It doesn't matter, because my determination and my thought process and the head that I have on my shoulders is going to make a system so I will succeed. That's all I can say. So, unfortunately,
okay. Brian, we need you as our marketing person for Funkalicious thing.
Everybody that sounds like this. That's why I asked him. I wanted to be sure, because you got to ask these questions before you do business with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, how serious are you about this? Is this a goal? Do you feel like you can accomplish this? Because people just sometimes they do things just because.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an idea. Come on, bro. Yeah. Invest in me. No.
And that's why
you gotta ask the right question.
That's why I'm saying it's funny that you just said that. Yeah. So like,
I picked it up.
because you have to. It's 3 levels.
Mm-hmm.
It's, of course, you're gonna have people who are, for lack of a better word, because I can't remember what the book had, but phonies, if you will.
Yeah, you gotta look at. They call them tricksters.
Yeah,
they got them tricksters.
And then
we all get them.
Then
we do.
Then you have the amateurs that want to do it, but they don't put enough effort into it.
That's why you gotta ask how dedicated are to. There's a line of questioning you gotta ask.
And then you have the professionals who actually know the work that they have to put into it.
And then you ask the references.
Exactly.
You can look for references, people they've done it for.
So yeah,
or if you really have that much faith in a friend and be there first time, that's fine too, because you know them at that point.
It's definitely levels to it, but it's definitely a way to break out. I know we were talking about music, but marketing, I'm down for marketing. Any type of marketing, I'm down for team. Let me just get up and get. I'm a little parched right now. Chat.
There you go.
I'm right back.
Well, is anybody trying to get into marketing? You need somebody. Y'all hit them up. So, I guess back to music on how it makes us feel.
Well, unless Shelly has something else to say.
About music too.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
I feel that the music, like I totally agree with everybody. I feel like music is equal and equal, like in its own right, because you know, like there might be some country music that we don't listen to, but everyone else listens to, and they might feel like, oh yeah, country music was way better back in the day than it is now. You know, like there's a gap, you know, and I feel like that's with every genre. Mm-hmm. Every genre has that, where things were better back in the day, you know, before now. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, there is a lot of music now that I was just like telling my daughter, like, this is horrible. Like, what are you listening to? Like, what are they talking about? They don't make sense. And then she was like, Mom, listen to this particular song. So I will listen to one song. I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of like that song, like Out West. I ended up liking the song. At first, I was like, I don't want to hear that. And then when I listened to it, I was like, oh, it actually it's kind of cute. Okay, I like it. So I think it's the thing of, a lot of it is horrible, but some of it is kind of okay. So you have to be willing to give it a chance, because that's what music is. Music is a big chance. It's the thing that you're going to be able to relate to. It's the thing that you're going to be able to say, okay, and I like you as an artist, but I don't know what you were thinking with that song. It's like all of those different things, which is why these artists get into different things with the industry. Some of them start off as actors and then turn into singers. Some of them start off as singers and turn into actors, and then producers and writers and directors. And, that's just how it all falls. But as far as music is going to change constantly. And for us, it's going to be just worse and worse. And then for the next generation, it's like, man, that music was whack. Our music. So I was like, no, your music is just dirt.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna keep going with the generation.
They listen to some of our music though. I will give them
They
that.
do.
I appreciate that.
I'm happy that they still appreciate Lil Wayne.
That. But they still listen to our music.
They appreciate Lil Wayne. Oh, and also some appreciate Missy. You cannot ever disrespect Missy Elliott. She is the queen.
You gotta take it back. Like some of these cats don't know Tupac and Biggie.
No, I don't know what kid doesn't know. My daughter's like,
Brian, you been in Santa Clarita too long. Who in the hell don't know who Tupac and Biggie is?
No. Okay. So look, this is what I'm trying to say. I was at work a few months ago, and I was just joking around because a lot of people think that I'm not the age that I tell them I am. They think I'm a lot younger. Thankfully, my dad gave me some good Levi's jeans, so I'm not gonna look like my black won't crack. Thankfully, so I told him, I was like, "Do you remember this joke from Dave Chappelle?" He's like, "Nah, bro. Like I'm 22 or something." I'm like, "Damn, I forgot that Dave Chappelle had his show back in the 2000s. Yeah. Like this was some time ago." So, wow. Yeah, you really have to like step back. So some kids don't know some of these things because thankfully we have YouTube and Google and all this stuff. But some of these kids will never know. Even some of these kids that are in the city. I don't know if it's different, but yeah. So, some of these kids not knowing who Tupac, some of the foundations that we feel like is hip hop. And I feel like that's one of the major disconnects is the disrespect.
Do they even separate genres? This generation, or they just separate by songs? Like, do they even
what do you mean?
Do they even have like an R&B? Do they have their version?
They do. It's R&B pop now.
Actually, what the problem
Oh, that's what it's called?
It's too many goddamn genres now. That's the biggest
problem.
problem.
R&B gospel. They got all these different like segments of like punk rock pop, punk rock grunge. They got all these different genres. It's like over 100 genres now.
It's always been that way.
Huh?
It's always been that way.
No. They got now, Brian.
Okay.
And
Okay, so we're gonna have to go to the document. We're gonna have to go and get facts. But I could have sworn that you're gonna have a lot of subgenres, and this is what I would compose a lot of things. And I was thinking about, okay, like what? My bad. I was thinking about what avenues can I travel, because when I first started producing, my tracks weren't sounding like traditional hip hop tracks. So I looked into different genres, sub genres, and stuff like that. It's a lot of. I mean, of course, Wikipedia can tell us a lot of different things, but it's an open canvas. So when you create something, who's to tell you like what genre it really is? That's why there's going to be thousands of genres.
So you're saying there's no difference between our generation and that generation in that aspect.
So to answer your question, there is style-wise because yes.
But it's like, what style is it?
Okay, so we used to sing in groups and sing to our lovers. Mm-hmm. You know, there was this whole genre, again, ballads, 90s ballads, lovers ballads. You can go Michael Bolton. There's a whole bunch of singers who fit into that category. Yeah, who sing. So
right.
And even if you wouldn't see them as in that category, that's what I'm trying to say. It's an open canvas, and that's why I'm glad that you said that.
Well, Brian, that's why I said it's more now than it was back then. Back then, you were all labeled R&B. If you sang soul, if you were like Anita Baker, she sings jazz, but she was considered to be R&B. Vandross more like gospel-y R&B, you know. Patti LaBelle, gospel R&B, you know. But Franklin, same thing. But if they were to come out nowadays, they would put them in 4 different categories. They wouldn't be in the same category. If they
All right, well, put it this way. If you were only having to listen to one type of music for the rest of your life, what generation would you choose?
I mean, for me, it's beats. It's beats. I don't care. And I will say this, real short and sweet. Hip hop came from a very angry place. It comes from us telling stories of where we're coming from, where we are. So I don't know. I would have to just say beats for me.
What generation was that though? You said
that's what I'm saying.
Generation, meaning 80s, 90s. 80s for me. 80s.
They had different.
I would have to say now. Okay. Now our technology has gotten us to a point where the sound that I hear, yeah. So thank you. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm good to read my thing.
I look like y'all twins right now.
I'm telling you, we hang around so much.
I was going to ask something else, but a new challenger has entered the room. I'm sorry.
All right, so what did I miss out on? What was the last thing you guys was talking about?
Well, we got our own intake on music. She said it was more of a what?
It's like a generation thing. Like throughout the generations, you know, like how our parents started, like Lil Wayne was horrible, Birdman, 50 Cent, like, you know, they're like, why y'all listen to that crap?
That's because he was.
I passed me down to the candy shop. I don't care about that.
No. That's the funny part, because when from the windows to the wall came out, they were like, okay, we like that one, y'all. We like that. Oh, but you hate the other one, but you like that one. Okay.
The only song that motherfuckers our parents' age like by Lil Wayne, really low key, is Back That Ass Up, and maybe Lollipop.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
like maybe Lollipop, but Back That Ass Up, 1,000%. If you over the age of 40, you have Back That Ass Up. Or before they was even like when they was little. Trust me, my mama was backing that ass up at every function when that motherfucker came out. Just put it down, taking notes, put it down.
That you don't know what the fuck niggas say. Booty baby, good back that ass. So that's all you know. And then you don't know what the fuck you saying until it was manifest coming. I know you can't hand it, dick bandit, gun landed, see the draws landed, bam, get it on. And hit him in the morning. I mean, in the morning, like, you know, like, oh shit, nigga, that's when it sounds like, wait, hold on, you start. Big drummer chicks, and the summer chick. Nigga coming like a drummer chicks. You're gonna be that. That's the fact. You was a big five big
Wait, no, listen. I'm gonna tell you. I went to a Millennium Tour concert. It was fellas in there. As soon as Yin Yang Twins got on the stage, Yin Yang and the thing, they was all dancing. All of them.
Wait. Yeah. You know what they
Oh.
Bitch, whole wide open. You know, like, trust me, like, I remember clown dancing and whistle while you twerk in like 2000. When motherfuckers talk about Miley Cyrus and twerking, I was like, what the fuck? I heard about twerking damn near 20 fucking years ago. I was a little kid.
Right.
We was over there, man. What the fuck is this? Like, okay, cool, but
people are blissful.
Yeah, like the girls, like that was the shit. The girls was battling too. Like I was in the clown crew back then. Like for a little bit, before nigga moved to the suburbs, and then came back to the hood. Yeah, we was we was part of House of Clowns. Shout out to House of Clowns back in the day. We was over there clown dancing and shit. And I came back, became a crump dancer when I got back to LA.
Rest in peace, homie Shotty. I just gotta say that right now.
Man, to who?
Shotty.
Oh yeah, hey, yo, hey. You said Shotty. I thought like, who is Shotty? I didn't, yeah, RP the homie Shot though. It was real talk though, man. Like, hey, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. He actually helped me open my mind more as an artist because homeboy basically, shit, he put me on game with the backstage with the acting and shit. Like, put me on central casting. Like, he let me know that a nigga it don't matter who you are. All you gotta do is just sign up and you go just show up. Just sign up and show up. You may not get paid a lot of money, but shit, you'll be seen on TV. I mean, living in LA, that's what all of us try to be, is like celebrities type shit. So it's like, especially if you're doing music and you're trying to promote your brand, the number one thing, motherfuckers look up like, hey man, this nigga got an album. I saw that nigga on that TV show with all them fucking colors on this shit. Like, where the fuck this nigga come from? Like, I seen this nigga. I didn't even know this nigga do music. This nigga been on every show. I seen this nigga in the background. This nigga was standing in the background of a horror film. This nigga was eating dinner with somebody or some shit. Like, that nigga was just there. Like, I didn't even know who the fuck, but I see this nigga with the same shirt on every motherfucking movie, every TV show. This nigga was on a real life, this nigga was on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
And that's exactly how it's gonna happen.
But he lived in Los Angeles though. But he was on that episode. How he end up on that one episode? The one day he was in Atlanta. Like, what the fuck wrong with, like, what kind of shit is this? And this nigga got a whole album coming out now. Like, what the fuck? That's like DC Young Fly. This nigga got a hard ass R&B song. I didn't even know this nigga sing. The fuck? I didn't know the nigga was a real comedian on some real shit. Like, then I just thought he was a nigga that was doing lines. That, like, bring that ass here, boy. LeBron James over the LeBron James. I thought he was that nigga. And then come find out homeboy really had an agent, all that shit. Like, nigga really had an agent, really was a stand-up comedian. Dude could dance, he could sing. Like, this nigga's really a jack of all trades. And he not just some old goofy ass nigga from the hood with an ugly ass tattoo on his forehead. Like, he's a real motherfucker. And it's crazy. Like, a lot of people don't. Hey, you see, he got the shit low. He be getting that shit covered up low. Hey, y'all, I'll be right back because I got to go finish this cooking. Next subject we're going to switch to is finances and how can we make more money in today's age, with all this bullshit-ass coronavirus. Well, I ain't going to say bullshit, but this bullshit-ass whole pandemic, epidemic, whatever the fuck going on. How have you guys been able to make money during these times of peril?
Or should we say the jack of all trades, supposed to be off the last? So y'all want to start off or what? Or Shelly, do you want to start?
I don't think Shelly's around right now.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, I mean, for me, it's really about not having your hopes and dreams in just one thing. The one thing I hate honestly is people relying on the 9-to-5 job. It's like when I told my mom that I stopped working at one of the used to be a supervisor at Lowe's. When I told her that I quit, she's like, "Why would you stop working there?" Because my mindset is, how are you going to pay for your next this, or that? Mm-hmm. And me being from this generation, or just being, I think, from an extraterrestrial standpoint, I feel like, is, well, why would you want to be set in that mindset? Because that's only going to bring everything, the stress and all these different problems that we have. Like, it was designed. It's been a design structure. So that's why.
So you're part of the 9-to-5, right?
I'm referring to 9-to-5 where it's comfortable. It's comfortable for you to be able to clock in.
Yeah, that's true, but it does provide some people. Say, for example, let's say our 9-to-5. These poor countries would love that shit. You know, I just said some people might appreciate it a little bit more, but the problem is we complain about it. I guess what I'm saying, and knowing we can do better. Like, don't complain about it. If you're fine with it, you're comfortable with it, that's fine. Work for you. Yes, but don't complain, because you can have better, and you can achieve it, and without you can't achieve it on your own. No. You know, you just want it just instantly given to you.
If you were to ask me from where I was based, from what I have, the tools that I've been given, I would definitely say yes.
Well, I think you got the tool now, so you have a different mindset. Okay, versus, let's say I know a person who hops around. Like, we talking about work history is garbage, but we also talking about a person who doesn't have anything long enough to appreciate it either. We talking like this person, like, I'll start a job and be like, they want me to sweep the floor. I feel too good to sweep the floor. Quit. Go do something else. You know, or I want to be a computer.
Just fuck it up.
I want to be a computer programmer. Let me study school. Okay, let me drop out. I don't feel like doing it anymore. You know, like that kind of thing. You know, so people have those type of mindsets. But on this thing that makes you different, and everybody can decide to see different outlets. But I don't look at all the outlets as goals. I look at all the outlets as assist me to my major goal.
Yeah.
So my goal is financial freedom. I love that word every time I hear it. Financial freedom. Where finances isn't a problem in my future. That's financial freedom. And I'm free to do, because the most expensive thing we have in the world as human race is time. That is the most expensive thing, and we waste a lot of it.
Well, we have to, just like harping on what you were saying, like, that's the system.
Well, we don't have to, but that's how it's set up. You don't have to waste it, because you could choose to put your time into something else that's going to reach you towards your goal.
But, like, let's say if you are that woman who has children, has to go to work
and you've seen women accomplish amazing things while being moms and working. It's just all about setting a goal and reaching, doing what they got to do.
I'm just saying,
versus ones who don't do nothing with their time and just sit around. My thing is, just don't complain about being in the situation you're in if you're not trying to do better.
I just hate,
because it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make it better. So, like, if you really want to make a change, like, make the change. Or at least try. I don't know. We all get comfortable.
I think it also depends on that person's situation.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Because some people are in a situation where they literally can't try, where they're like literally stuck. And this is like.
Are you speaking from like perspective, like a mental disorder or physical disorder or something like that?
Oh, everything. Because especially if you have a mental disorder, that's like something that you can't really like control. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have like a meltdown out of nowhere, Like, because even you do it. If you think about it, sometimes you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden just start crying for no reason. And you're like, why am I crying?
Fucking up.
I get it.
Like, that happens. Or sometimes if you just like go outside and you just scream at the top of your lungs, you feel so much better. You feel like a whole bunch of relief. So you have your moments and when you have these outbursts, but if you have a mental disorder, sometimes you can't really like gauge that to where you say, okay, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna learn how to draw this t-shirt because I want to make one of these t-shirts and if people like it, I'm gonna sell it.
There you go. That's another way.
This is what you do. If you have a mental disorder, you put this in your head, but then the next day you might be like, I ain't doing nothing. Because something could have made you mad. You could have rolled over and stubbed your toe. I'm pissed. My toe hurt. I ain't doing nothing all day. Like, okay, so why don't you just lay there and draw then? No. All right, fine. Don't do it at all then. So you have people that literally have something that blocks them. Or that not, but 9 times out of 10, people just block themselves.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, people block themselves, but there is that other percent that literally is stuck and they can't get out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's definitely perspective for a lot of levels. I mean, it's perspective for everything. How you see things and how you perceive things, and then how you choose to attack those things.
Yes,
I mean, it's levels to it. But to go off of what I was saying, I lost it.
We're on financial aspects.
Yeah, so that's the system that I don't like to set up is that
Well, what advice would you give to our listeners? They need workarounds. This is what they listen for.
I would give advice. This is the advice that I would give is find something that's going to, because I mean you're always going to have that bread and butter to where you're going to need to pay your bills. Get that done. Like primal instincts. No one telling you to go and quit your job right now. Don't do that. Because I mean I've had 4 jobs at once. I used to work in Victoria's Secret. I was working at Billy B's. I was working at a tea shop. This was all up in Santa Maria. So like, I get it. You have to have a job to be able to pay for your ends. But how long are you going to keep on this rat race? How long are you going to keep on that, okay, my bills are being paid? We need to stop doing that and move to the point where we're like, the money's working for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, if we don't get out of this, okay, now I got to get up, do this over again for my loved ones. Get out of that mindset because there's a different mindset that you can attain. You just have to, there's going to be change. But
did you have those moments you felt like you was a robot?
Yes.
Swore I felt like a robot. I was like, I feel like a robot. I said it I don't know how many times.
I didn't take vacation or I mean I took days off because I would call in and be like, oh yeah, I can't come in because but like I didn't take a vacation for like a good, I think it was 4 years. I was just working. And I definitely felt like a robot because I listened to it. I was like, yeah, that's disgusting. All I was doing was giving my time to them.
Yep.
Wow.
So you also got to think of it that way too. You gotta,
I mean,
these 9 to 5, these corporations don't care about you. You could drop dead and they'll replace you the next day. The ones that only give you like a measly little 401k, crappy medical, whatever it is, work you to death, stress you out.
You gotta get it.
Causes health issues. Like it's
a vehicle.
Yeah, if you gotta go through that, use it as a stepping stone. Don't use it as your final destination.
Long gone are the days that people go to school to. And I'm not trashing education, but we're not an industrial nation. There aren't as many industrial nations or countries out there. So for you to go to school to become an employee, that's what you're doing. When you go to school, you're becoming an employee. They're training you to become an employee. Don't get it fucked up because the higher you go in the levels will dictate how much you're being paid. But you're simply being an employee. You're being trained to be an employee until you become your own boss. Yeah. So ride that vehicle, may that be a little bicycle, until you can learn to do something else. Because it's all going to come down to this. In these next few decades, it's going to become the skills that you can give. Whatever skills you can provide is going to be what's monetized. So just build on your skills, build on your skill sets. And
in other words, the world is your customer. You just gotta figure out what to sell it.
It really is.
That's it. That's how you become your.
It's so interesting. It really is interesting. It really is.
You know something I've gotten into. Actually, it was just last summer. So you know all these other niggas. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 because I haven't really talked about what I did with my students. Well, no, with my ED money. Because, you know, everybody else got the ADD money and, you know, bought goals, Jurys, and Jordans and shit like that, you know. And went to Vegas, you know, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie. I took my settlement money and went to Vegas, not my ADD money, you feel me? All right, so peep this out. What I did with my ADD money, I had always said I'm not gonna be a nigga. I wasn't gonna be a nigga, and what a nigga is an uneducated motherfucker, is a straight ignorant ass nigga, ignorant motherfucker. You can take that however you want to take it. Go look up the words. I don't give a fuck. But this is what I'm gonna tell you. I had always said if I came into a significant amount of money that I would want to invest in. So what I did was I was like, okay, I downloaded Robinhood, and I didn't know that some shit I had for a couple of years, which is Cash App, that I can fucking invest in stocks on Cash App. That was one of the best things I had ever done. And what I did was I just started, man, for reals, I started doing like shit. Hey, shout out to all the motherfuckers on Reddit, bro, that shot the motherfucking GameStop stocks. Like, hey, try to say that motherfucker 3 times fast. GameStop stocks, like it was some real shit. GameStop stocks. Yeah. That little shit you can say, like, be like, oh yeah, man, I'm just saying this real fast. GameStop stocks. Like, no, can't do it. But shout out to them motherfuckers. Also, too, I think it's some shit called Dodge Smart or something right now that they just did. It's like what they're doing is they're taking like these small, like minute companies and these like small private investors, like these like tech millionaires are investing in these companies and fucking shooting the stock market for this company high as fuck, even if them motherfuckers are not worth that. Like, we know goddamn well at the end of the day, GameStop ain't worth this shit. Fuck them niggas as a staff, record label, as a motherfucking group. And if you down with GameStop, nigga, fuck you too. Nigga, on some real shit. Nigga, what's the EV games? Fuck you too, nigga. All y'all niggas. Like, damn, like, GameFly, fuck you too.
But you still got stock in them though, huh?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
GameFly is still around?
Huh?
How'd you make money?
GameFly is still
I
around.
made money off of stocks. So what I did was I invested in General Electric. That's the shit that your water and power and all, you know, like your washer and dryer and all that shit. Everybody gonna need that shit. Especially, I made a lot of money when winter came. All these weird ass niggas using their goddamn heater. And you live in California.
You was like,
oh hell yeah. Oh,
making me
man.
money.
Hey, I like to thank y'all for getting. Look, my kids had the best motherfucking Christmas they ever had. They're like, oh damn, daddy, you nigga, wait, hold on, I got the Jordans and the Pippins. Yeah, nigga, you got both of them, nigga, the greatest of all time. But you know, I decided not to get them for you because you niggas can't read, so I bought you a bunch of books. Like, what, man? My daddy fucked up. Yeah, he taught you how to read, nigga. Fuck all that. Your mama bought you. Let your mama or somebody else buy you some Jordans. I got these kids. They had the best Christmas they never had from me. Thank you know, I like to thank all the people that invested in their stocks. You feel me? What else did I invest in? Dollar Tree. I live right across the street from this motherfucker. Hey. I go to that bitch every goddamn day. So once I invested in stocks, I start going there talking shit to niggas like, hey, look, peep this out. I went down that aisle, right? And why is the milk
in the dog food?
In the dog food aisle, on real shit. Say hello, host and everyone. Hello, how you doing, Shelly? You doing this wrong. You supposed to be reading the damn comments, Shelly.
Your voices are breaking up.
I just read that.
So we need to.
How long do they make that?
I don't even know. Like, damn, Shelly, you supposed to be reading damn comments in the comments section.
And those comments wasn't there. Or and if they were, they probably was there when I left. Okay, I was saying that GameFly still existed.
You said what?
I didn't know GameFly existed.
I don't know if they do or not. I mean, I was just saying that shit.
Gamefly?
Yeah, GameFly, where they deliver the shit to your house. Hey, actually, our fucking dope ass tech genius will he actually be able to let us know if GameFly exists. Mike, do GameFly still exist? Are these motherfuckers still around or not? Or are we just like shooting the shits right about now?
I'm almost positive GameFly does not exist. It's almost like a red box. Like, they don't deliver it to your house, but you can go and
pick that shit up, huh?
Get it from a red box. It's like a little.
It's like next to red box or something.
It's a vending
Some
machine.
type shit, yeah.
So when you go to a supermarket, you go
Nobody gonna get that. When you can
I wouldn't do who
buy it online.
Yeah. But it's funny though, because
hey, this is how you know times have changed.
Times have changed.
Because niggas back in the day would have straight broke that motherfucker up. Like, niggas would have found a bomb or something to blow that shit up. Like, fuck that. We gonna blow up all these games. Nigga, whichever one's still salvaged, we gonna save them. Fuck.
But now 50 cents is like discs are obsolete.
What?
You're gonna spend $60 on the disc.
Like, nigga, I ain't finna go digital. Like, nigga, I'm finna go on, nigga. I got Modro on my phone, nigga. I watch all the games. Even if I do got viruses on my shit, nigga, I get to watch porno and everything, nigga. Got me fucked up. That's only dead.
Back to finances. Okay, so yeah. I would say this.
Don't go broke.
I mean, that's the name of the game. But see, the thing is, a lot of people.
I got something.
Now, I love the fact that Nipsey gave us a lot to look up to and take after. Entrepreneurship. That's what we have to do. We have to give back. And a lot of people are still stuck in that mindset, like, I'm trying to just do for mine. And at the end of the day, that's fine. But like, if we want to better ourselves and our people, we definitely have to get out of that mindset. That's what a lot of people do. Like, I'll give you an example. The Koreans, obviously. They'll have all types of shops and stuff in all types of neighborhoods that are just impoverished, right? And they'll give their handout to the next person that they know of that's of their denomination. We just have to do that. We have to have that mindset because, unfortunately, the system, that's like, I'm really going to harp on that. You can call me System Boy if you want. Because I'm trying to break the system because it's been designed for us to hate ourselves. So it's always like, and here's another thing too. Check this out. So when you go outside, check to see if you don't size up somebody else. Now, it's human nature. You're supposed to size somebody else up. Check this out though. But here's the thing though. There's a balance. Because why would you ever want to say, oh, I'm outright better than that person? You don't know that person from left or right. So take that to our Black nation. Now, that's the one thing I hate seeing is it's a self-hate, and we need to stop looking at each other and then sizing each other up. And instead of sizing each other up, we need to,
help each other. And,
long story short.
And before I let you go, before I forget, a lot of how we do that, we'll sit there and prejudge people, and that comes into basically when we're selling shit as well. Like, at the end of the day, you look at somebody like, oh, they can't afford this because of how they're dressed, not knowing that this person has money in their pocket.
Predetermined and preconceived notions.
Yeah, because I had learned back in the day, like sitting there, call myself being a hustler in downtown LA and shit. I learned you never judge a book by its cover. Because a lot of them goddamn smokers and them dudes you think bums and shit, them motherfuckers got more money in their pocket than you do. Them do for real. A lot of them motherfuckers be on SSI, Also, too, when I worked Coachella a couple of years ago, that was the first time I had ever in my life seen a fully functioning crackhead. Dead ass serious. These niggas, no, for man, that nigga had. Man, he was like, man, I can't get paid. Man, they can't pay me no regular check, man. They gonna pay me under the table. They can pay me cash. You know, I'm on this side, big. If I down work, I'm getting five. You know, I ain't got no God card, nothing. Man, I'm dead ass serious. These motherfuckers that get off work in the graveyard shit. They're like, yeah, we need 20 more people to go and work an 8 a.m. shift. Well, fuck it. I guess I'm going back to work then. Like, wait, hold on. Like, nigga, didn't you clocked in at 4 o'clock the day before. Nigga, you just got off at 6 this morning and you going back in at 8. Yeah, man, you know I gotta get that bit, that bread. Man, them motherfuckers be high as giraffe ass. I'm dead as fuck. Them niggas be up in that motherfucker high as shit. Like, man, yeah, baby, you know, they be on post like doing this shit like, yeah, baby. Like, man, I like me some Childish Gambino. You know, I listen to that shit all day. It didn't feel like it feel like summer. You heard that motherfucking song by that boy? That nigga said, it feel like summer. I'm telling you, this shit hot as fuck out here. It feel just like summer. We up in this bitch. It's winter. It's April, but it feel like summer out here. I'm telling you, we survived Chowchilla. It's Coachella. Chowchilla is up north. Well, fuck it. No, nigga, you survived Chowchilla. Nigga, I ain't never been up there. What you talking about? Like, damn. Then they're like, man, you know, we made it, man. We survived Chowchilla. Like, fucking, we sure did, OG. We sure did. But the number one thing about selling and, you know, marketing to people, like I said, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You cannot have this notion that these people cannot afford this stuff or they can't buy it just because this nigga got some dirty ass shoes on. You feel me? And it's crazy because us as African Americans, we have been taught how to do that. You know, we've been taught to prejudge people the way that they're dressed because how have we been treated, you know? And the main thing is we need to teach ourselves how to not judge one another based on image. Also, too, financial literacy, like they've been preaching the whole time, is something that we need to do as well. You know, we need to teach our youngins that the same thing. Like, I'm teaching my son how when we go to the store and you ask me for some goddamn snacks and shit, then I give you $5. Yeah, did you bring your $5 with you? No, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Now, next time when we go to the store, he don't have to ask me for no snacks. Why? Because he brought his own money. But I'm teaching him how to save his own money, or, you know, how to also spend it wisely. Because he'll come, Dad, I'm gonna spend my $5 to go get some candy. So you finna spend that whole $5 on some candy today. When you gonna ask me for some candy tomorrow? How about spend $1? Get you 4 pieces of candy. That's a quarter a piece. And then you'll be able to have candy for the whole day or whatever. Which I don't want you to eat candy anyway, but you spend your money how you want to spend it, you know. But teaching our children at a young age how to be able to save money, to be responsible with it as well, is a number one thing and a very crucial thing that we should teach our children. What are we gonna say, Toby?
Oh, you should teach them about credit.
Well, look, let's talk about it.
Well, let me tell you from experience when it comes to I don't start with money first because they get the concept because it's tangible and so you can teach them you know, the fundamentals will be tangible money so they can get the concept of saving. Once you do that, they grasp that concept, you can start teaching them about credit.
My thing is, I feel like just don't underestimate the age you teach your kids at.
Yeah.
Because
when was the first time you understand a problem, say in math, right? A problem question in math that talked about gas and mileage. When did you really grasp the understanding of those type of questions?
What do you mean? She's asking, when did I grasp what?
When did we finally grasp the understanding of like gas mileage and those type of math questions? When we
I'll
say when I got grown, I ain't gonna lie. Like when I had to start doing it.
That's a good question.
Like that's when I start understanding like speed, distance, and all that shit. Like, oh man, this shit makes sense to me now.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's when I start understanding calculus and statistics and all that shit. Like
All right, so it would
Well,
be like we go to the store and buy this every day, and how often do they buy it? What's the numbers like? What? How would we add that shit up?
the
And
reason why, Jamal, I said that is because it's the same way with credit. So in order for your kids to understand credit, you're going to have to merge that into some kind of curriculum that they can understand on their level when it comes to credit. So what I
Oh,
want to say is
well,
that
let me explain to you how I saw this lady do it on Instagram. She did it with her kids. She did one where she had her kids interview for a chore. One chore paid more than the other. She had her kids interview, and she had the kids write on a piece of paper why they think they should get that. Why they think they should get that chore. She taught her kids credit by fronting them their allowance money. It's like, oh, I can loan you the money for your toy, but you're gonna have to pay me back. But you're gonna have to pay me back this much more. So she was doing it that way with her kids. Yeah, like she was give them a little taste of what the real world is like, So that was interesting. I just thought that was really creative, and that I'm seeing these people on social media. I don't know these people, but I see these. First of all, you see these kids are like athletes at 4 or 5 years old. If they got dedication to do all that, you can teach them almost anything, because it takes. I be seeing them kids, they be doing amazing stuff. 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 10. I be like, damn, I barely just dribbled the ball. They over there dribbling balls, tennis balls, running laps, doing stuff with cones, doing all kinds of stuff. Anyways, I just, wouldn't, if I had a kid, I wouldn't underestimate them. I would just be like, I would try to teach them everything. Like, look, we're going to figure this out together. Because kids, there's those moments like you remember growing up. So like me, I forget how old I was, but my mom used to make me read the solar system book over and over, and I could never say atmosphere or stratosphere. But because my mom made me read that book so often, I became fascinated with the solar system. No, you no. See you touch them.
that's loud.
Yeah, I was, I don't know how we got all. Oh yeah, because we're talking about these kids at a young age. But another thing I wanted to say is, even if you're working a 9 to 5, that's from listening to all these financial books. Like regardless of what it is, set aside 10% of whatever your income for yourself. Just do that, because it seems like we never really pay ourselves. It's either we overindulge maybe, and we don't really have money to put elsewhere. Maybe we're overly doing it. But when we say put money to the side for ourselves, it's like something for your future self, like invest in something, and just 10%. And just once you get a good amount, you can put it towards something that'll better yourself, So like I agree with that regardless of what your income is, because there's stories out there of people who were making pennies and bronze and were human slaves and rose from it, and one of those things was putting 10% of whatever they earned to the side and investing it in something. So that was another thing. So you want to invest in yourself first. That's most important. And investing in yourself, meaning setting goals. You set goals for yourself. Those are very important.
You have to want to better yourself.
But like real goals, like something you really want to achieve, not just something you just feel like you want to do at the moment, like something you believe in, something that, that'll probably make you happy. Like set those kind of goals. You can even do a short-term goal. You want to lose weight, that's fine. And really try and really commit to it. And if you got to write it down, or if you got to talk to yourself in the mirror, just give it time. And if you keep aiming, and if you believe in it, then it was all worth it. That's why when I invest in somebody, like I was talking to you, and I was like, all right, oh, you do marketing? Okay. how much do you believe in it? You told me you was like, yeah, you're in the right place for it now. You're in the right headspace. You feel like you have the tools to achieve it. You have drive behind it. You already know you can do it. Like, it's those type of things that you want to hear from people who you feel comfortable investing in. It's not just, oh yeah, I think I can do it. You like, no, I got this, and that just makes it solidifies a little bit more. Yeah, everybody said you gotta sell yourself.
Yeah.
But the problem is we don't ask. 9 times out of 10, when we invest in somebody, we don't ask these type of questions. We just believe you, go off face value. Don't know if you're tricking us. Don't know if you just be like, oh, I want to build a plane. We're gonna fly it, and you just be like, all right, cool. I was like, you'd be like, all right, I need like $5,000. I was like, but I'm gonna make $10,000 flying people across the land. But I didn't ask you if you went to flight school, if you knew anything about planes, if you knew anything about engineering. I didn't ask none of that stuff. You just said, hey, I need this much money. We're gonna make way more. And I was just like, here you go.
Yeah.
But we're all guilty of that because we want instant gratification. We don't put in the work. But yeah, there's a lot of things you should look for and make sure you invest yourself along the way.
That's why if you were to ask me, like, the things that I would want my children to know, of course, credit. That's one thing, because I know my father, he never told me about how powerful credit is. And I mean, once you know how to use it as a tool, I mean, you can pass all through when they have those stereotypes, like, oh yeah, black credit's bad and stuff. My credit's not the best, but yes, I would definitely want to drill that in at a young age.
Well, the beauty thing about credit is you can always fix it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about it.
To have that knowledge, though, is what I'm like, to have that foundation. Because for me, I'm strictly speaking off of how I would want to build a foundation and a communication with my children, if and once I do decide to have them.
Mm-hmm.
How I want that communication to go, and I know it would revolve around money being a tool. Once you have that mindset of it being a tool, you can unlock a lot of other things. So, I mean, once you know what credit can do for you, it's not something that you should play with. But at the same time, once you do have a certain rapport, if you will, people look that word up. If you don't know what rapport is, once you have that rapport with credit, oh man, and American Gods. If y'all haven't, American Gods, it's a great show on Stars. Look that up. But money is something that
I wanted to do that, so I haven't seen it yet.
You should really watch it, because I'm just gonna leave it at that. I might even say some other things about it, but yeah, like, if you really need to know how to mess with this, because there are people out there that are jack of all trades. They know what they're doing in life, right? So I would want to teach my children that the way that we make money, the way that we do things, there are people that are skilled at doing this. This is their trade. This is what they do. But at the same time, this is how we all move. This is how we all survive. So you need to know how to be able to be in that game. You need to know how to move. You need to know how to be able to survive in that game. It's shark infested waters out here.
It really is.
It's either be eaten, smoke fun.
So, just keep it simple. Like I said, the world's your consumer. Come up with some way you can sell it. Come up with multiple ways.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
That's pretty much it.
yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty difficult out here, especially if you don't have at least some kind of plan or some kind of hustle to you. Because if you're not trying to at least get some kind of money, it don't have to be the sleazy way. It could be the hard way, easy way, however you do it. Just stay true to you. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're doing it for something. A lot of us that do have children, that's our main goal, is to make sure that we have something to provide for them. Or even if we don't have children, it was a time before I had children. I had to, make sure that I provide for the things that I needed or the things that made me feel comfortable. You feel me? And now that I've gotten older and, now that I have children, I have responsibilities, I look at it, my legacy is more, is more valuable to me than me sitting there looking at how much money I'm gonna obtain. Me obtaining more, I would say more, I guess more pride and dignity and, bringing more class and more notoriety to my family's name has been more important to me over the past few years than anything. So I look at it like nowadays, the main thing I'm trying to do is teach my children what they need in order for them to progress, in order for them to survive. What I want to switch on to now, I want to talk about what Token was talking about, where you were saying that your mother, what was it, the book on the solar system?
Uh-huh.
So I want to segue into astronomy and how I'll actually just segue into spirituality. Mike, can we pull that up? Put that on the screen. We're going to segue into spirituality right now. And what we're going to talk about is just how the cosmos and how just the universe and everything ties into us as individual people. How do we feel about ourselves and how do we feel about one another? And for me, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. How I was able to get into the universe and looking at things in a different way was me realizing that me sitting there realizing that the universe is tied into all of us. We talked about this last episode where I was saying how that there's many universes inside of each individual human, and how we can find a way to be able to channel these inner thoughts and to be able to channel this inner verse. And how we can do that is honestly being aware of it. If we're not consciously aware of it, then we're not going to pay attention to it. And so how you become consciously aware of it, you start looking at, you start breaking down DNA, you start breaking down molecules, you start breaking down living cells, living organisms. Like I mentioned last week, how I started getting into this, I started raising plants. I have my little turtle over there I've been taking care of, been raising for the past couple of months. I started realizing you got to sing, talk to these things, and they thrive and they flourish. If you don't, they'll just kind of be on their own. They'll kind of be wild. But how this all ties into just the universe and the cosmos. Think about it. They say, what are we made of as Black people? We're made of melanin. What is the universe made of? Dark energy, dark matter. It's funny how they can't explain us, nor can they explain the strongest thing that runs the universe, that controls the universe. They always teach you that the light is good and the dark is bad. The reason why they teach you these things is because the dark is unknown. They don't know, they don't feel it. They don't understand it. Just think of it like this. Most Black people are just people of, indigenous origins. When you ever heard that your people were the original folk on this planet, what did you think? You felt like you didn't feel like, oh no. When you heard that for the first time, that Black people are the original people on this planet, you knew that in your soul. That was just something you knew. You didn't even dispute it. When you heard that, you was like, I knew that. Genetic memory.
It's our ancestral DNA that's been carried down from generations to generations that have kept us together. Prime example, like Brian is a prime example of how our African family, our African tribes reconnected with the Western tribes. Like he's a real legitimate African American. His father's from Ghana. His mom is the African American from here. So he's able to sever, like this is what's starting to happen within the past just 50, 60 years or even the 30, 40 years, where we're starting to have a meeting of the tribes, where everybody's starting to come together again and starting to, you know, strengthen our DNA. That's what they don't want. That's why Donald Trump, he put in that ban against Nigeria and a lot of African countries because they had the highest fucking education rate of any goddamn immigrants or of any motherfucker that was in this goddamn country. Think about it, there was no such thing as no broke Nigerian. There's no such thing as no uneducated motherfucker. They all came out here to try to get educations. Think about it. A lot of your doctors, your dentists, lawyers, they come out here and they try to, you know, do better. That's their mindset, is to do better. What these white motherfuckers get mad at because they opened up the borders for the Russians. There's fucking millions of Russian kids that come to this country every fucking year. They don't thrive the same way these Africans, that these Nigerians, and just these Ghanaians, and all these Senegalese, and all these other different people that come over here from Africa. They come over here and start kicking ass. They hit the ground running. They're like, fuck that. If they're gonna do, we're gonna work our ass off, and we're gonna get into some kind of schooling program. Even if it's night school, fuck it. We're gonna start off at night school. We're gonna work our motherfucking way up because we know what the fuck we got to go back to. And where you know, when you know where you came from, you know where you don't want to go back to, and you know where you want to go. And it ain't to that motherfucker. You sitting there looking like, nigga, I go back home, I gotta go back to a war zone damn near. Some shit popping off. Or I can stay over here, and this motherfucker just go take my ass to school. That's all I gotta do. Ain't nobody threatening, ain't nobody looking to kill me. If I go back home, motherfuckers got a rocket launcher and all that shit aimed at my house when I get here. I don't even know why, but they just blowing up shit. Or I gotta go back to hustling or thugging it out. So it's like at the end of the day, you know, you gotta look at it like you can't knock they hustle. You can't knock what they, you know, you can't knock what they got going on. You just can't knock it, because at the end of the day, there are people. You gotta think. We sit up here and say we the hardest working people, right? Black people. We built this country, right? We sit here, you know, that, and the reason why, and I tell motherfuckers like this, and they're like, oh, but we lazy. Well, shit, what the fuck? Nigga, our people spent 400 years working for free. And you gonna call niggas that's barely, like, what the fuck? We on break. So what? The fuck? I tell people like this, prime example. They were like, oh, well, black, they getting food stamps and a handout. Fuck, what you mean a handout? When I look at it, when you black and you come from your fucking ancestors and pick some, ain't no goddamn handout. The fuck, nigga, that's what you owe me, motherfucker. You owe me a lot more. You gonna complain about what you already owe me? You don't even want to give me what you owe me. You want to dispute that. So it's like, we sit here and we try to go again. We like, oh, well, they don't like us over there. And us over here say we don't like them, right? And it's funny how we sit here and say we don't like each other, and it's because we don't know each other. But then when we sit down and we talk, and we realize we all like the same thing. We all like to fuck. I mean, I'm just keeping it 1,000. I mean, we all like to fuck. We all like chicken. I mean, you know, they like.
Duh.
Yeah, but not only that, it's a lot of things that we share in common, you know. And the thing is, when we sit and say, well, you know, we watch them work hard, it's actually what our ancestors used to do. You feel me? It's just the fact that we allowed ourselves at one point to be, you know, dependent on the system. It's like, prime example. Honestly, African Americans, we keep it 1,000. I know it's going to be controversial me saying this, but really, how are we any different than domestic dogs? And the reason why I'm saying is, domestic dogs have been bred over the years to be submissive to humans.
We were bred like African Americans who families were slaves here in America. Your family was bred to be, submissive to the white supremacist system. I mean, that's what we all were. That's why we all pledge allegiance to the flag. That's the first thing they teach us, though. I mean, it's not anywhere. You gotta think. Where anywhere else? Where anywhere else did they sit here specifically make brother and sister fuck each other to create more of the same thing than where we were sitting? Like we were bred. That's like prime example. If you have a litter of dogs, if you're trying to breed them, you're gonna continue to sit there and inbred them and have them sleep with each other. So it's like you gotta think like the shit that was done to our ancestors here, it was fucked up. We become so detached from our people from the motherland, we think that we don't have those morals installed in us, but a lot of times we do. Prime example, if you get a good job and you sit there, you make that first prime example, if you didn't have a job before, you get a job and you make that first check, right? And then it feels so fucking good. Like, wait, hold on, I didn't even know I could make that shit. And then you want more, and you want more. Even if you hustling and you make your first 1,000 off of hustling, you want more. And the reason why, because this has already been instilled in you to be a go-getter. You want to do this. Why? Because it's instilled into your genetic DNA. To be a warrior, like if you get into a fight with a motherfucker, to want to keep going, to not give up. Because you gotta think, we're descendants of people who were brought over here on boats, stacked on top of each other, and that had the will to live for whatever reason. They didn't even know why, but they chose to live. So it's like this is embedded in our spirit. This is how we connect with our families. How can we connect with our ancestors? But we allow these vices or these things that have been created here in this society that we know is destroying us. But we like, man, fuck that. I like doing it. I like the shit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about it. Like I had an argument with some asshole idiot talking about yeah, hey, mark that down.
Calm down, you know.
This motherfucking told me like, like, I mean, fuck the ancestors. What the fuck you mean, fuck the ancestors? So fuck your grandma? No, I ain't talking about that. What think of your grandma, your ancestors? I'm like, what you mean, fuck the ancestors? Like, and I hate when people say that shit because it's like, bruh, look, white people don't say that shit. You know why they don't say fuck the ancestors? I can pull $1 out my motherfucking pocket right now. Who on that bitch? George Washington. Who is he? The white people ancestor. And what it is, that he's very important to them. Who the fuck on there? Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill, right? Who is he? White. He's an ancestor, a forefather, right? They show their ancestors, but when it comes down to us, we gonna say fuck our ancestors, the ones who could have jumped off the motherfucking boat and committed suicide, but they survived for your punk bitch ass to be able to say fuck them. Ain't that about a bitch though? Ain't that sad? We can sit up here and say fuck our ancestors and people that went through shit. Who think about it? Your ancestor could have been thrown to the alligators as a baby. You feel me? But they wasn't. And your punk ass is here. But you want to sit here and say fuck the ancestors. You want to say fuck where you come from. Not deliberately. What they really can't see is that these niggas is some bitches. It's really cases. These messes niggas about to get to tripping. How many this motherfucker learn what it really isn't? Denomination with education, determination. If you got a feeling, you killing like where you in the nation. He said fuck the ancestors. What's the answer? You really getting fucked up. Let me tell you, bruh. We came over here from back in the days. Our people was put on boats and they all were slaves. Now it's time that you pay your respects to these MCs that be in this bitch. You knew how it be. An MC is a master of ceremony. Ain't got to rap. He just control the fucking microphone and just how it is, Jack. Martin Luther King was an MC when he said he had a dream. Now what you can't see is a sublime, clear vision. These niggas, they get the tripping. I understand that they listen to these white supremacists. Tell them just how to get the shit. I'ma tell you what it is, kid. That's bogus. Look, let's make it one thing clear. We're fucked up. And if we don't recognize that we're fucked up as a society and that we can move forward and, get along, we not. What's going to happen, we're going to sit up here and keep complaining and talk about, oh, well, they did this to us and they did that to us. That's true. We know what they did. But what are we going to do for us?
Create generational wealth.
We create generational wealth, but I mean, this is the thing. We actually as African Americans made a full attempt on generational wealth back in the day. When we came out of slavery, we were actually some of the most prominent members in this country. During the 50s, we had higher credit than the whites. We had more two-family households than the whites. We also had, we dressed better, we spent better. But what started happening?
That's always going to be like
we have better music. We have better music.
Yeah, we have better. We always have better music.
I mean, come on now.
Like that's a hands down. Like fuck, fuck is that? God damn it, man! They're fucking stealing all of our goddamn music, bro. Fucking whatever the fuck that guy name is, Lil Nas X. How the fuck is that like even? Like that's Jamaican Christian rap, bro. That's not even fucking country western, dude. Like what the fuck is country western? I don't know. It's like Garth Brooks, bro. Like what the fuck? No. It's not that. It's Bo Diddley. It's all that shit. It's BB King. Go do your homework, motherfucker. Shit. Talking about that's country western. All country western is some white people trying to sing the blues.
You know what I mean? I feel like we need to build a foundation because going off of what I was saying earlier, I mean, there's a whole system set in place. So we definitely need to learn how to educate our youth in a certain way, because I've seen it firsthand. Like my brothers and sister, like you have certain things that are set up, and if you don't watch the youth at a certain age, they'll get taken away by whatever vice it is. So definitely, I mean, I feel like that has to be Gary. Like you really need to be in tune with. You gotta almost uncover all the gods, if you will. Like that's what I would really want to do with my. If I were to speak intrinsically, starting with my youth, I would tell them, look, this is what it is. This is what it's not. This is what time it is, and this is what you got. So let's make it work, because there's a lot of cloak and dagger. There's a lot of smoke screen. And we gotta get down to the nitty gritty, especially with the tone of our skin. So yeah, I mean we gotta get down to that point, and once you can do that, I feel like on that level, then you can spread the message. You know, you gotta be able to have that communication first and foremost, to then be able to spread that network. It's network, pretty much.
So how do we get this message out of being melanated people and getting others who are melanated people as well to understand that we are cosmic beings, that we are the universe? The reason why we can't travel outside of this earth because we're looking to travel outside of this earth physically. Instead of looking at it like we can go inside the universe. Prime example, you close your eyes, right? It almost looks like you're staring out into space. You have all these, like you close your eyes, you see all these little different specks of light and shit like that. Also, too, prime example, if they say that our brain is where the soul is, right? Which is light, which is energy. So that energy keeps this whole galaxy together, because we have molecules, we have many microscopic bacterial organisms that live on our body that rely on us. We have
negative and positive electrons.
Yeah. Yep. We have everything. We have atoms, all that shit that's working inside of us. And then if we die, all of this shit dies. That's like if a universe gets sucked into a black hole. Everything within that dies. So the thing is, we don't understand that as Black people, the reason why we are needed And why we're so prevalent on this planet is because we are beacons of the universe. We get our energy from the sun. When the Dutch brought over the African American slaves, the reason why they knew to bring the Africans over here and they wasn't just going to kidnap a bunch of Europeans, because they tried that at first and they kept burning in the sun. So what happened? Oh no, we need to. It was they scientifically knew who to go get. It wasn't like no bullshit. Like, oh, we don't like them. We're just gonna get them because there's some bushback. Like it wasn't that.
Let's not get it twisted. Like them niggas was sending over indentured slaves way before. Like so if you were in Europe back in those times, before they even knew about who we were, before they even came down south, right? If you were somebody who had done something bad, you were sent on transportation. Put your ass in the ship. Now you're gonna go to the Americans. You're gonna go pick whatever you're gonna pick, whatever source you're gonna. Oh man, I'm sorry. It's a trend. It's a trend.
Nah, man. You gotta finish and tell us, because I actually was interested in where you were going with that.
I mean, but before, so people have this mindset, of course. So when we hear about slavery, first thing somebody will think about is black, right? Because that's what we are preordained systematically to think about. If you think about, you say Jewish, you think about, the Holocaust. But there are a lot of things that happened before we even could document certain things. So speaking on slavery's been going on since before black people. Fortunately and unfortunately, but basically what I'm trying to say is before they knew about our gracious land with minerals and all stuff like that, they would send their the people that they didn't want, they would send them on transportation. And what that was is they would send them on ships, different voyages. They would be on campaigns going to the new world, that they would say. So whatever exploitation of that land that they would have you go in there working for that certain sector or field, if you will. So once they found us, it's like, oh shit. On top of that, shoot, that's where indentured servantry comes from. That's where that 13th comes from. That's where that, yeah. Bro, like if you're a prisoner, you're a slave. I mean, we already know that. Slavery is a fucking mindset.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's a mindset on top. It's a psychological game. It really is. It's a psychological game.
Brian, get out of Santa Clarita and go to a real area where you can use your Santa Clarita mind as far as where you've been taught. You know better, right? If you use everything to your ability and then they tell you no and they stop you, then you start to realize that it's just not a mindset. It's some of these people's way of living.
That's true.
Trust and believe. I grew up in Santa Clarita. As far as like high school, I've had education from Santa Clarita. Had the same education as white people. Same education, and I have experienced the white privilege. I've experienced that when I came to Santa Clarita.
And I'm not. I'm okay.
So what I'm saying is slavery, like you're saying, it's a mentality. Yes, it is, but it's also some people's way of life. When they're walking on this earth as slave masters, they really want that life. And so they're not going to see your education or what degree you got or what skills you have, because they are in this. They're walking that. It's not just, I may believe in it. Oh, I don't have the opportunities. No, you do have the same opportunities, but when you go and you apply them and they're not being accepted, then what is that?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead. Do you think you're a slave?
No.
Do you think you're a slave?
No.
Do you think you're a slave?
When it comes to if you work in corporate America, you are a slave.
Thank you. Everyone in this world, even we are all slaves
It's a
right
slave.
now.
You're a slave to something.
You're a slave
To brands.
to everything.
Yeah.
You're a slave to the grocery store. You're a slave to Nike. You're a slave to Amazon. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I love
Wait.
That right there is
You're a consumer, but not a slave to it. You only a slave to freedom, but lack of that too. But
picking cotton for free and all that.
Mhm.
But literally, everyone is a slave. And it's not even just black people this time. It's literally every single race is a slave.
And you know what?
What?
You know what it is?
So then white people are slaves to their own kind.
Okay. I'm glad that you brought that whole world, but we need to identify what the definition is. Like,
Well, I think because you guys were just pinpointing towards color when this day and age everybody's a slave. That's what
I mean,
I'm
but
trying
this
to
is
get
a
at.
whole thing, though, as far as, So this is the whole thing, as far as how I see slavery right now. Most people are vanity slaves, and what I mean by that is people are slaves to, materialistic things, like you said. People are slaves to Nike. People are slaves to Adidas. And they sit there and look at it like, hey, well, these are things that we like, and they play on that. Mm-hmm. Now, with African Americans, what I mean is we have it where we are vanity slaves, and then also too, we have those that want to remind us of what people are of our skin tone used to be relegated towards back in the day. Now, no matter how we try to move past that, there's still motherfuckers who will still try to remind us of that. Mm-hmm. No matter how much money we got. Now, you have whites, yeah, they're slaves, and it's worse with them against their own people, because it's like they're so fixated on the color thing. So a lot of the idiots, not a lot of them, but a lot of the idiots are so fixated on the color thing, where it's like in their mind, they just think of it like this. Well, at least I'm not going through that. I might be broke, but at least I'm not black. And there's some of those that think that way.
And so that right there is so true, because I was just having a conversation and they were just telling me that this woman is married to she's a black woman's married to this white man, and he sat there and told his own wife that, if I had to choose between being white and black, I would still choose to be white. And you said that to your black wife. That is like the ultimate slap in the face. Because you're exactly. You're right here telling me
That's that whole emotion.
You see the unfairness and you don't care.
No.
You're telling me that. The same thing with that white woman that was in the park with that guy. All I have to do is dial 911.
She was
there's a black man bothering me.
She was choking that dog.
She straight up showed you that they know what they have to do to get rid of us. So yes, we know that you guys are out there, but we also know that there are some that are like, look, we all trying to live.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Because I know sometimes we look at our own kind of like, why y'all gotta be so ignorant? How come y'all can't come somewhere and just enjoy yourself and relax?
Oh, I really have, yes. And we, man, I'm so glad you said that, because for me, it's like, we gotta find some way to, like.
But don't you feel like each race has their own set of people?
Yes and no, yes and no. Yes and no.
They do.
Because okay, so you can say that our one thing is we know how to get money, right? But when have we done it for a long period of time? Now I understand that there will be those forces that will come and knock us down. What I'm trying to say is we need to have some type of sustained, like the Black Panthers. Hold on, it's coming out. We have to have some type of movement to where it's like, okay, yeah, we can sit there and say that there is that force behind what we're saying that we're gonna do. So that's what I'm saying. But
At the end of the day, it's all a power play. Like they say, life is a game and you gotta know how to play it.
Yeah.
We are way past that time of trying to learn. We should have been new. But it's still not too late to learn somehow to get yourself out of a bad situation if you can.
Yeah.
If you can't, if your hands are literally tied, okay, I understand that, I got you, and I'm sorry for you, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that things can eventually get better for you. But don't sit here and just let them keep you down when you don't have to be down.
Yeah.
If you're able to get on the phone and look at freaking TikTok for hours, you can look up something else to better your life, so you don't have to feel like that slave. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't care how anyone feels about it. If you think about it, you're a slave. Yes, we like Nike. I ain't gonna lie, I like Nike too. I want some sweats, I think. But you know what I'm saying? I still love Jordan.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are all slaves. And we're always going to be slaves because you're going to have to buy something from somebody else. So it's just a different way of being a slave. It's just that this time, instead of it being mainly the blacks or the Hispanics being the slave, now it's literally everybody is a slave.
Yeah.
So, you know, the smart ones, the rich ones, they're like, oh, nah.
All of y'all.
We're going to make all of y'all slaves. I don't care what race you are. I want your money. And that's what the world wants. The world wants money. That's all it cares about. In the end, that's all it cares about.
That means you're a slave to the dollar, not to buying. You're a consumer if you gotta buy from people, but you're slave to the dollar. That's what we are slave to, is the dollar, because you gotta pay rent, you gotta pay your car note, you gotta pay to, you know, actually live in America.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're still a slave because you still got to go out there and do that job to make that money.
Yeah, you're slave to the dollar, not slave to Nike, because that's an option. An option, a slave is when you don't have the option to do it or not. But
Well,
with Nike,
that's where vanity slave come in at, where
you got that.
You're a mental slave because you put yourself in a realm of people. Let's say you put yourself in a circle of people that give a fuck about what kind of Nike you got.
That's an option.
But you put yourself in there, now you become, that's why I said you become a mental slave to this whole Nike realm that you didn't put yourself into.
Okay, let me break it down. So you can't compare that to when grandma was 6 years old and in the car.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare that to what our ancestors went through, because it's not the same at all.
Vanity.
The simple fact that we're enslaved, like also too enslaved. We fucking enslaved by the judicial system.
Well, I said it. We slave to the
Look, you know,
enslaved by this fucking pandemic.
I always wanted to know, why did all my ancestors be slave to all of this? And if you really think about it, they were out they were stronger than the people that was suppressing them, that was bringing them down, right? But at the same time, if you're the only one that got this militant's mindset and your melanated people around you are not helping you out, what you gonna do? You're gonna be a slave around you until you figure out a way to where you can. It is a mindset. It is. But you have to have other people that have mindsets as well as you, because they practice to deceive and steal and all of that. It's not, white people are not smarter than black people. We the one that did this. They stole that education and we learned it back again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We learned it back again, but they still can't even figure out the formula to how we did it. They keep wanting us to believe that they were aliens. Yeah, I guess they were aliens, and I'm one of them. And everybody in that room is some aliens. You know what I'm saying? Because that pyramid, if you notice, that pyramid never got blown up, right? It has some type of electric, magnetic energy to it, to where they tried to do it, and they still couldn't bomb it. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you so loud?
People don't even know that.
He making sure everybody can hear him.
That's how you know.
When I get passionate, I get a little loud. So,
At least we can hear him loud and clear.
I'm just trying to make sure y'all hear me.
I mean, at the end of the day, we just all have to figure out a way to make yourself happy. Don't sit there and keep yourself tied down when you don't have to.
Right.
That's what the bottom line is. It's like I said, if your hands literally are tied, then I understand that. But if your hands are not tied and you're able to get on TikTok 4 hours, YouTube 4 hours, you can find something productive to do to get yourself out of the situation.
Now,
you don't have to feel like a robot.
Now, if you getting on TikTok and you making content and you one of them TikTok stars, look, trust me, look, my son, he be like, Dad, I got 200 followers on TikTok. I'm like, what? And I'll be laughing because this nigga got more followers on TikTok than I do. I'm like, hell yes. That's what's up. I'm like, this nigga out here doing, man. I'm like, what? Man, I had to say,
go, because you're about to be advertising for me in a minute.
Man, you feel me? Look, they gonna start sending them t-shirts and shit. Like, all right, you gotta do the little challenge, all right.
But see, that right there, that's okay because he's trying to do something. But the people that's sitting there watching it, all you doing is watching it.
Look, how we do the silhouette challenge. Fuck it, like here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right, look. We're gonna say, actually, the reason why I'm doing this because we're gonna get ready to segue into the meditation part. Because we always have. Are you guys cool with meditating for a little bit? Y'all down with a little quick 10-20 minute meditation session?
No, I just.
No, that's my stove. I turned it on. Because this shit right there works. So I did that to keep it warm, just so people be like, it's cold in the motherfucker. All right, so what we about to get ready to do is we're about to have our meditation session. We call it the smoke and meditate or the smoke and chill, however the fuck you want to do it. I want you to get your blunt together. I want you to get your weed. Roll that motherfucker up in it. Get your blunt and get your bong right. You don't smoke weed, get your little edible. Get your vape pen. Or we don't do none of that. Shit, get you some wine. Sip that motherfucker. Alright, so before we get there and we segue into that next moment, I want y'all to sit back and relax and think about all the negative things that are affecting you. And how are they affecting you? How can you be able to remove these things out of your life? And how do they even enter your life to begin with? Could it be financial problems? Could it be strained relationships? Could it be just you have an issue within yourself? Could it be health? Could it be just anything? Be it good or bad? Sometimes we can be the problem. It may not be anybody else. Sometimes we're the one that get the tripping. So what we have to do is we have to recognize this within ourselves and understand that it ain't gonna be easy when you live in greasy. On some real shit. It ain't easy peasy, lemon squeezy all the motherfucking time. But if you stay diligent, stay true to you, and do what it is that you need to do, and keep it super cool. Keep that shit wet like a motherfucking swimming pool. Shock the game like a Pikachu. Whatever you choose to do, make sure that motherfucker is cool. As we wake up on the east side, west side, north side, south side, or even in the middle, just know that the cosmic universe is always going to be there for you. If you just call, you seek out his name, and you say God, Jehovah, Allah, I'm just a man upstairs. Say he, she, it, or they. I'm at it. Your karma will be your karma if you send it out the right way. So if you put out positive energy, you're going to receive positive energy. Put out negative energy, you're going to receive negative energy. What goes around comes around. And what goes up must come down. So, as we get ready to get into this, I want to thank y'all, because y'all could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here tonight. And you're beautiful people for that. And I'd like to thank you. Give a shout out to my boy, Mike TWZ Productions. Shout out to my sis Shellbird. Shout out to my boy, the innate one. Miss Token. That's all other guests that are here. That's off camera. I'd like to thank y'all for being here as well. As we get ready to get into this, I want you people to sit back, relax at home, roll you up a bleezy, and you got some music that you meditate and chill out to, please feel free to throw it on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we say, chill out, put a smooth out. It's your boy Lamar Smooth, and welcome to the Sweet Spot. What we about to do for you, we about to smooth it on out. I want you to turn up your radio, your phone, or your stereo, and just ride out to the bottom. That's what we like to do about this song. After we come out this segment, we're gonna go into the smoke, the chill. Then we're gonna bust a couple of freestyles. And then we're gonna call it a night. Like I said, could have been anywhere else in the world, y'all. But you're here with us in the Sweet Spot. Thank you. I said I wanna go and ride. I said I'm chilling on the east side of the West Coast, smoking on the fire, it's the best smoke. Swimming in the pool, tell me what you do. Got it hard as a tank with a couple views.
This I'm chillin' with my folks, smoking on my drop. Yeah. Let it all go when you get it more. West side by the die, two sides of Gemini. Yeah. So I'm faded, high, rolling on my tree, smoking with my peeps. Know how it be, and I'm going hella fast in the Jeep. Dip dash, rolling down the street, smoking till the nigga fall asleep. When I ride, coming when I fly, I don't do no kind of fuck, you can hate my life. But I'm gon' real my smile, styling my school. What you think is cool? Cause I'm dabbing, I'm dipping, you giving, tripping, I'm looking, what you sipping like, baby. If you hooking, you making booking, take it up on a flight, tell you just what it is, get the fade, night and night, hey. It's time. I know they like, man, this when you gonna get to the meditation. Don't worry about that. Smoking on my head, that's a nigga really should. Alright. Alright, Mike. Alright, you guys. I want you to center yourself. Close your eyes. And take a few deep breaths. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to think about all the good things that you want in life. How can you achieve these goals of obtaining these good things that you perceive and feel that are good to you? Are these things that you look at being good, are they helpful? Do you need them or do you just want them? Sometimes it's not wrong with one of them things. It can be a helpful thing. And you close your eyes. We're just gonna sit. We're gonna chill for a couple of minutes. We're just gonna try to get as deep in thought as we possibly can. We'll continue to take deep breaths in and out like so.
everybody. Open your eyes. All right. Hey, did it do that to you?
Yeah.
That mean that was a good meditation session. If you were at peace and you fell asleep, that's what it's supposed to do. What's up, everybody? Hopefully you guys didn't fall asleep on us. As we sit here and get ready to come to an end in a minute. Coming up on hour number 2. I like to thank our guests for coming through. Thank Ms. Token for coming through once again. And her friend.
It was a pleasure as always.
Thank you so much.
Nice riding with y'all. I really enjoy myself and I look forward to coming again.
Thank you, ladies.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, sure.
Be safe.
We gotta keep that conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through, ladies. I really appreciate it. You already know.
Thank you for having us.
You already know.
Have a good time.
Yes, we did.
You guys are always welcome to the sweet spot. We're going to be safe.
I'm listening to the sweet spot too.
I'd like to give a shout out to these Bloomberg Club people. Don't even sound like Bill Cosby, dog. Are you ready to bust some freestyles or something?
Yeah, we
You want to bust some freestyles? That's how we gonna do it. We gonna turn it. All right, I know we had it green right now, but I'm gonna turn it gangsta blue right quick. Some blood light. Shout out to the dubstep movement. It's the real dubstep. Shout out to the homie Chanticleer from Jungle Book. What we about to do right now, we about to bust these freestyles. I'm like, oh, this nigga's trash. Uncle. I don't care. Hey, shout out to my boys, the hooligans, Soxy, and all of the homies, you know. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Funkalicious all day, every day, even tomorrow. You know. Shout out to Star Mob. You know, that's the crew. You know how we do. Shout out to all our friends and family. Shout out to the people from back in the day we went to school with. We ain't seen in a long time. You still the homie. Unless you done molested some kids or did some bullshit.
Please don't.
Then it's fuck you.
Yeah,
Damn. I'm just saying, because you know, people are, oh, but you trying to, but y'all fuck with it. No, I don't care.
No, you can take your ass.
You can go that way. You feel me?
Some other way.
All day, every day.
No, right.
We gonna get to some real shit, nigga. This that thug life right here. They don't know nothing about this. Old school player with a new school feel.
John Savage all day.
I want to give a shout out to all the people. I said I wasn't gonna be shit. That's cool. Because you was right. But Neither are you. Hey, picture me rolling up in the whip, fucking up on the wrist. Nigga, you think you give a shit? Just imagine it, nigga, you can imagine it. I don't give no kind of fucking body trip. Rolling up in the lot, thugging like who's pot. Nigga take a couple shots, no drink right. I'm fading, I'm doing my thing, I'm really been about to go and get it. I'm really with it, my nigga jumping out of new with the fashion. But they got the gun on my side, I get the blasting. Asking no questions, these niggas got to spit the lesson. They going there hitting up on 85th and Western, that's up and posted in the hood. They say they don't know no good, I'm hanging out with control. Don't know no good, and this shit ain't smoke no good. This is making good, nigga just know where the niggas in Hollywood been flexing. I'm ripping my section, who you texting, you asking the nigga if he was buff. If he ain't flexing, I'll be looking like who the fuck you think it is. Got this smooth shit, putting it all up in that ring. I don't know, nigga got a style that be cold though. I don't know what the fuck you really think, bro. It's that west side shit, nigga, give me the crack and I'm about to go and make it happen. Nigga, like, hey, what happened, nobody? Hey, I need a picture we rolling in the whip that ain't just cold. What you really holding is a couple of G's, nigga, that's a couple of D's. Nigga smoking on my money, nigga, a couple of trees. Wait, this is how it is. Nigga kill them all, dog, it's competitive. Wake up, can you really live? You just know what it ain't. Money's all up in the bank. Pass it to my nigga, B. Hey. Alright, let me see if I can do that. Oh, bitch, me roll this. It's my big girl, man, rest in peace. Ha. Picture me rolling up in my Benz. I knew I had vision from a different lens. Let me get myself together, cause I'm about to cry from my third eye, but I got this vision from a heaven sent. Now, I'm about to terrorize you niggas. Hold on. Here we go. Picture me rolling up in my Benz. Ain't nothing funny with my third eye lens. I'm seeing every picture coming clear now. I have no fear now. I'm drinking with this cold 15, and now I have no 16 bars to spit at you. Now I'm pretty far. Oh man, hold on. Fuck. Hey, it's cool though, man. There's a lot of people that come in, they don't even get down. I'm about to get my faculties on. I haven't spent a long time, but I'm about to get this bag. I gotta get back in my bag. Oh man. Hold on. We're gonna play that back again. Yeah. All right, here we go. Hey, shout out to John Savage for the beat. You gonna get off? Yeah. Okay. Seeing the picture of my stand makes me remind that I'm on sands. Make me feel like I'm about to die, but right now I feel like I'm about to get high. So all I need to do is smoke. But I say reverberate that pitch back to hope. And what I mean by that system. It's been a minute since I spit it, so let me get back in the same spot where I'm sitting. Cause I know if I keep getting it, how I'm living. Oh man. It's alright, bro. We started this fucking off. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Don't get it fucked up. Keep jumping.
I ain't getting fucked up. Your words getting fucked up. You make your shit all fucked up.
Everything else. It's a practice. It's definitely a practice. Alright. Oh man.
All right. Ready? Shake this shit off. What's got too much smoke. Yeah. There you go. Alright. Fuck it.
What y'all freestyling, huh?
I know I'm trying to get him to, bust something.
Man, I was vibing to y'all. I was vibing
Hey, you
for a
gonna
minute.
freestyle? Can you hear the beat? You got freestyle?
I may got one for y'all before I go to bed and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm putting there. We got
Can you hear the beat?
y'all gonna put another beat on.
All the time, she on me.
That's very You said
Got a nigga with a face. It look like that mama. Kevin Brady. She said what she can do. Oh, say girl, oh, say me, oh. Said I'm about to go down, down. Let me tell you now. We gonna go. We gonna smoke one. I don't have much time to go and drive, cause we gonna roll up, we gonna pull up, get on. I'ma take my time, I'ma do this right. I got one time, I'm gonna hit this all night.
yeah, but
I can lose all night. You know we ain't gotta fight, and all I wanna hear is my name all night and night. No, you ain't got no fears. No, you ain't got no temptations. Just let it go on. Wow. Free to be in the streets. Baby, it's just pick up the phone, girl. Can we get it home? Make what you wanna do, baby. Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's that singing. It's that singing freestyle. I'm sorry, we didn't have to do it like that, but we had.
You wanna drive?
They gonna bring they gonna bring on the remix. It's the remix. That's the remix. Hey, it's the remix featuring Big Nova, aka Rasan.
Yeah.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, I love you.
It's Shell Bird on the remix.
Man,
This the remix to the remix. What we call this? This the remix. Yeah. Hey,
three mixes for the mix.
gonna get a little Wayne on this track too.
And it's like a pretzel.
I never got it going right. Got it.
Yeah, I love you.
Taking on, kissing on your body, girl, you know what's up. You know your skin, touching on your skin, on your booty cat, make you see the same. Taking on your skin like it was. Hit it from the glass like I am some kind of fiend. Crack is what I need, girl, you know just what I need. I'm trying to get in between your ocean, girl, I see. This way, way, on this side. Somebody else kill it. Oh.
I'll give you.
Good to go.
No, I'm gonna change that up. Yeah. Y'all can't tell me y'all can't get off on this. Okay. Got me sitting talking while I'm chilling. Got me sad, sleeping in the building. I'm hella feeling like a villain. Yeah, I know that's such a villain. I be right fucking villain. Yeah, I know I make me made it up and making me feel it. Yeah, I'm going hella high like I'm a baby. Let's go get it back. Get it.
Got me on this, I'm on that, smoking, drinking, leaning, I'm sipping, hoping, forward, present, ghosting. Next thing you know, I'm open with my homies, and I know I'm fucking glowing. I'm motherfucking hoping, nobody fucking knows. I'm in my fucking zone, and ain't no fucking hurry. And you know I'm on my throne, I got my fucking show. Hold up. Oh, my bad. Got my
I know that. I just know this one I'm killing. It's just that I need that. Hey, my nigga. I just know that I'm feeling, but I'm super high, I like feeling. Somebody
We going, then we going, drinking shots. Oh, I was, I'm a little. I can't even. I need. I'm not here. I'm not hearing it. Like,
You can't hear it?
Big.
yeah, turn it up a little bit.
You said turn it up a little bit.
Hear- Yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
All I know is I don't care about feelings. Say niggas bad, yeah, I already know how to feel it. But I swear I can be that sexual healing. I'm sweating, I'm feeling it. I'm fucking about it, it ain't feeling. Never not right on my feet. Motherfuckers coming in. From the west side, size of the Gemini, nigga been getting high, super been faded. And they looking at the nigga, got it braided. I'm dipping, I'm going, I'm true, and I know just how bad it is that I do. Cause these niggas been hating my style, and that's cool, but they tripping, I'm dipping, I'm all in they booty. I'm looking like I'm about to kill it, kill it. Nigga, I'm all in the billy, billy. Tell them just like this girl. Little sexual healing, you ain't really going, give a fuck as you can see. East side, by the time, nigga, that's me. Hey, you behind, can you feel it? Now I don't give a fuck about these bitches. Say, I mean, I'm the villain. I need them all.
I'm just chilling up in.
Here to go.
Hey, you know,
Our
oh, we- there we go. Okay.
There's a secret. Giving me a big feel on the body. Like it's I'm baby, you I wanna go and do some things.
I was just.
My ears. Here, there. Smoking on this good weed and I'm thinking nothing of it. Got the baddest bitch with me and I love it. Love to fuck and fuck on the nigga pop me and put it. With my seat high. Get faded in this bitch and I'm be high. All I'm to Tupac and B.I.G. and R.I.P. to all the real MC that did pass away. Shit. And last two. Goddamn, it's crazy. This is what we do. We gotta keep it on. We gotta keep it strong and hard. And all the gangbangers gotta go on. We gotta just understand. We gotta get a better way. We gotta change the trend. These niggas been tripping. Other people been giving. It don't matter whether you have big blood or gripping. Everybody is dying. All their minds is crying. And everybody wearing shirts. Don't wonder why. Reason why. This shit is crazy. Understand we've been raised to be crazy since we were babies. I'm back in the 80s when the crack sale. And back in the 90s when the gangsters rolled. And back in the 2000s when we did whatever it was that we do. We just understand this is new generation next way. But it's crazy because we're in this bitch and we living like goddamn, it's another way. Till we stuck back in this motherfucker, gotta sit it back and talk this city day and send it journals. Gotta go ahead and do everything. I'm looking like I'm cold as fuck. Jerome been holding on because I swear I'm ready to play about to do my thing, yo. I got one out of my arm, head sound, smooth like a volcano, nigga like a pain, bro. I got no school around, hot like a volcano. Don't give a damn, I got short ass, like style, Johnny Cage glasses. My last, I don't give a fuck, baby girl, move that ass quick. Nigga gonna jiggle like cold jello. I don't give a kind of fuck. We say hello. Cracking, I'm about to go make it happen. I'm going big like the crack, and I'm gonna cap you on the back. Hey, you know my style, and that just be cool. But I'm looking at you like, what the fuck you think you is new? It's the west side, nigga, that east side. I don't give a kind of fuck what you do. I know some gangsta shit if I really get it to you. I don't give a fuck, nigga, I'm about to get it. It's the west side, nigga. I'm about to buzz you. They be saying, yeah, this nigga think he tough. But I ain't give a fuck. It's like really in this bitch, it ain't enough. It's about time. I'm sorry. All right. That was too much. Don't you I'm just trying to get high. I'm just trying to fucking vibe. And you know what it is. I'm trying to ride. Only God, I'm just a kid. You know what it is. I don't give a fuck about the things. Tell me what it is or what it ain't. I don't give a fuck about what it can't. Just pull another float. Give me that smoke. What I really wanna do is I wanna get on the road. Show me that you wanna control. Go. Get on that cup. Get on that cup. Show me you the dope. And you ain't gotta be a hot. But I know you want to control. And keep that shit going. Keep that shit going. Hold on. Yeah. So what we like to do about this time? We like to smooth it out. I faded. Oh, said I will dream, and I will live. I know that
You know
If you're at home listening to this, we're gonna let you put your own verse into the song. Like how the old school records used to be. You can leave one like, hey, remember records back in the day? Leave like a cool little hot 16. All right, we finna get good. This nigga straight there.
We about to rock. We about to rock.
What was that? Huh?
Educated brothers, melanated brothers. I'm coming off the dome. I ain't even home yet. I live on the west side, so I'm on a good set. With the chance I used to be hustling down for the good bet. You know what I'm saying? Didn't need to do it. I used to hustle. Hey, I ain't on y'all level. I need a blunt. I need a blunt. Yeah, I need to hit the blunt. I'm on there right now.
Run that back.
Run it back. Back.
I'm gonna play it back. Hey, I want to say art. Yeah. This one was so I guess we're gonna get off here. I guess I want to tell myself. I never met the man. Sometimes you never know. 3 degrees of separation. I'll be up and up. I got the news that home like a no. What the fuck is this? Conspiracies start hitting my timeline. I had to see people saying that, damn, what the fuck is about? Somebody took Nipsey Hussle out. Man, we all felt the pain. LA, that day felt like it had rained on our soul, crushed our heart and broke us. I'm like, goddamn, we needed buzz tokens, but we couldn't find the past. We had to go and laugh. Back was in the fall, but we couldn't do that. I'm wishing that I had the liquor through. Could've did some music. Dude seemed cool. I ain't really listened to all of this stuff, cause I was really into some other stuff. I ain't gonna bluff. But when I was approached by my mother, I was taken aback for sure when she asked me the craziest thing that I have been asked in my life up to that G. When I'm gonna get to that. Now when life ain't fair, what we gotta see is that we all here for a reason. 6 degrees of separation got us really feeling here. Damn, it's tripping. I'm looking like what's the difference? I'm hoping that we all out here. Now I'm tripping, now what's the difference? Now listen, I remember back when we was kids, me and my little sister. Our uncle came through and hit us up. He said, listen, I got this song with this artist that I did, and I just hope that you really vibe to it. And we was like, who is it? He said it's Tupac. He said he's still in jail. But see, I got an opportunity to hop up on this one beat. It's called Dear Mama. Do you want to take a listen? We said, yeah. When we heard the track, we thought it was whack. I ain't gonna lie, cause this is the middle of gangster rap. Bad was facts. So when we heard it, we was like, it was okay. But we remember Brenda had a baby, so we gave it way to be up in the hearts, cause we knew that Pac was different. We knew that he was positive, so we gave it a listen. And over time, it grew up on our hearts. We never knew how big that song would be coming in the start. Now this is different. Now you will see how the 6 degrees of separation was equal to me. Cause when I moved to Santa Clarita, and what I had to see, 2 down doors for me, it's crazy. Listen, 6 degrees of separation. How we find a way to be up in this nation. How we find a way to just be in this life. Other ways that we thought we was living twice. Now we gotta go and question another different motive. I didn't be this lesson. 6 degrees of separation. Now here's the conclusion. Listen, now my mom's hit me up when I was on my way to Coachella. Actually, I hit her up. I asked her moms. I said, moms, what I need is $100 so I can give you a tip to live in for the month. So when I seen her, she told me, she said she cool, so gave me a single. And what I had to do, I had to sit back and chill. She asked me a question and thought I wasn't for real. Wait, no, don't sit there. That was cool. You alright, you chill right here. How you doing? Now, when my mom's had asked me, she said, where we going? At this dude's funeral at week. I said, what? Who is that? She said, Nipsey Hussle. I said, well, have his funeral at the Staples. She said, you sure? I said, yeah. And she like, okay. Well, I didn't think it would go fast. I didn't think it would go far from that. A couple weeks later, I got the report that his funeral will be at the Staples Center. Now, new polling in the $2 down for me this winter. The polling in was from the Outlaws who rapped Tupac, who met my uncle at my sister's wedding. That's the 6 degrees of separation that had me tripping, cause I never knew that this would bring them both together. Now, it's just in my life, and you feeling like sometimes you really live in trife. Like my nigga from TWZ, my nigga Mike, I met him through his brother. Did not even know it, right? 6 degrees of separation got me really tripping. I hope the people understand and take a listen. That this shit is nothing fair, it ain't nothing different. But it's really in this bitch for fucking competition. Shit. It's just the way it is. Shout out to TWZ Productions. I wouldn't know my boy Mike if it wasn't through 6 degrees of separation. It's crazy how me and my boy Mike, me and his brother Clientele got a song together. But I met Mike through his wife on Facebook. But good people at the end of the day. 6 degrees of separation is a motherfucker. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue to pull through. My mother was tasked with having Nipsey Hussle's funeral because it was a high-risk funeral in the city of Los Angeles. And my mom asked me where should we have the funeral because it was such a high profile funeral, and I didn't think that the suggestion that I would give would make it big. Would it make any kind of impact? And the fact that they had it at Staples Center was the number one reason why I say Staples Center was because this man behind me. Nipsey Hussle was a Laker fan. You gotta think, shit. That dude was about to get up and fight when Rajon Rondo got into a fight with Chris Paul. Laker gang all day. You feel me? We believe in God, purple and gold. So I guess that LA connection, being an LA kid, if I went out, how would I want to go out? I wanted to be at the biggest venue in the motherfucking building, in the city. R.I.P. to those that passed on. R.I.P. to Kobe and Gigi. Like I said, 6 degrees of separation is a trip. Our big god brother Zach was Kobe's motion cat, his doppelganger for the video game. 6 degrees of separation. And if you really don't believe, this is how we be. More like it. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Mike, let's play that tune that they all love. Separation. Hey, Brian, you got some last things you want to say before we head up out of here?
Just everybody be safe. Know what you got going forward. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Awesome stuff. Shell Bird, got anything you want to add? Shelly. No, I said, do you have anything you would like to add before we head up out of here? Before we exit the sweet spot? Yeah, I said, do you have anything that you would like to add before we exit out of the sweet spot?
I just wanted to say, so next week on the Sweet Spot, we're going to talk about our cleanse. We started our cleanse this week, so next week we'll talk about it.
You want to talk about that real quick before we exit?
No, because it's intense. I mean, okay. It's going good so far, but we'll get more detail.
Okay, because you'll be a little bit further on, right?
Yeah. I feel good already, but next week I can really give you more of those.
Take me, in the sweet spot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Tell me how faded, got I'm looking like a reefer. I don't know if I ever see ya. Got me feeling like I'm high as fuck off the reefer. Said I gotta see ya. Said I will. Find it up, cause a nigga hella faded. Let's go. Let's roll, yeah.
Now, hey Mike, bring us off this motherfucker. Let's go. I want to hear the sweet spot. We're gonna hit that motherfucking. We out this bitch in a little bit. Hey, I want y'all to stay cool out there, cause you know I want y'all to be as cool as the other side of the pillow. You know, about to be as cool as a milkshake in the back of the deep freezer. I'm just saying, hey, we about to be up out of here. Cue the motherfucking let's cue that theme song, baby. And want y'all to stay cool, stay smooth, whatever you choose to do. Go ahead and take a couple laps in the pool, but don't fuck with smooth. That's just what the fuck you do. Now, when we get up out of here, let's go turn that shit up, baby.
Oh, Lord. I've been thinking all night what I'm gonna do to make it right. I'm gonna get some candy, and when my mind gets to going all kinds of places, and I just don't know what I wanna taste. Give me the candy, it's so sweet. Gotta be without the tree. Yeah, it's like a lot of things wrapped up into one. Anxiety to know something.
Welcome to the sweet spot. Ladies with these and just dip it hot. Just dip it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot.
Come on, get it spicy.
Just dip it hot.
Just keep it hot.
Just dip it hot.
I'm a store hours off from 9 to 5. I don't want nobody getting it confused. I don't want you come too soon, cause what I got will soon you. Let me watch you. Wanna get it coming from the in the mood. It's a tender as can be. All I wanted was long time for you to. All you got to do is keep it hot. Everybody say,
welcome to the sweet spot. Ladies with these and just dip it hot. Just dip it hot.
just keep it hot, lady.
Welcome to the sweet spot. Ladies with these and just dip it hot. Just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Ladies with these and just dip it hot. Just keep it hot.
You gonna come through to the sweet spot? We always got what's going on. Next week we might have it on again. We don't know what people gonna be here. Police might show up to this motherfucker. I don't know. We don't know. Hey, we know the police. We ain't gonna fuck with them like that, but I don't talk to the police. I don't know what we're talking about. We know the gangbangs and those things, but we don't know their life. I just know how to do this. I do it the cool. It is doing the dirt strokes and motherfucking swimming pool. Got more ways than the goddamn sea. Now what you really want to know what it is and what it be is I'm a real MC. You sound right now, you start with the dude. I don't give a fuck. Fuck if you don't like who it is. That I am Lamar School. I'm Lamar Smart. Who is that? The same guy. Two different motherfuckers at the same time. Wait, we out this bitch. Let's go, Mike. We gone.
Come to the sweet spot. Ladies with these and just keep it hot. Just keep it hot.